Oh, baby. Here we go. Best time of the year. You've got me, reigning two-time champ, reigning two-time only non-asterisk champ, reigning Motor City Matt Campbell, dog, people's champ, Draymond Green. A lot of nicknames from the nickname king. Just to prove to you all that I'm not a cheater, I am doing this all live, but this is my third take, so just had to make sure Tristan didn't get the first pick. So anyway, here I am gathering all the names. I will proceed starting with 12th pick and going down to first, and I will proceed to roast each pick or hype them up. With the 12th pick, in this year's 2024 Baylor Fantasy Football League? We need a better name than league. I don't know. Whatever we are, hodgepodge idiots. Ooh, we got the trash man with the 12th overall pick. Now, I am rooting for Tristan. I know that he has not necessarily gone through a business ethics course in his time as a fantasy GM, but I am really believing that this year he's going to do the right thing, and he may possibly finally win his first championship. Tristan, you're in a bad way when your enemies are rooting for you. So, Tristan, my hope is out to you that you'll be the guy this year. With the 11th pick in the 2024 draft, Austin Weiss. Now, Weiss is a decisive figure. Not only is he the best-looking guy, but I also have a feeling that if Weiss ever wasn't in our league, he would for sure use Ryland's racist memes against him. And for that, Weiss, I think you've secured your moat in the league for a long time, as you are most definitely the guy that could take Ryland down and possibly, some other members in the group to not be named. With the 10th pick in the fantasy draft, oh my gosh, this is a death lineup. We got Mr. Sleeper himself. Everything Brandon says to do, we literally will do the opposite, even when it makes sense. There's nobody that's been sanctified more in this league than Brandon. Every year his team looks great on paper, and then he goes like 4-8, doesn't make the playoffs, talks about how his team was great, and then everybody just lets him talk on and on and on. And in the offseason, he comes up with really good solutions, but we just never will back them. We'll wait till somebody that's more decisive, like Guilford, says, hey, we should move to Sleeper, and then we're like, oh yeah, we should move to Sleeper. Brandon is literally the best guy I know, and it's so fun to watch him flounder every year. With the 9th pick in the 2024 fantasy draft, we got Mark P. A lot of people said Mark is the less handsome, less athletic Patterson, but I don't care what everybody else says about you, Mark. I think you're a good guy. I'm super thankful to have you in the league. We've been looking for somebody to take that 11th spot every year. There's a certain charisma, there's a certain spirit of hope that you need to have to be a guy consistently showing up in the 8th to 12th place. And just to me, your body of work, the steal you had in the national championship, everything you've done thus far in your life makes me think you are the perfect guy to be around for 5 to 10 years, if not 30 to 40, and consistently come in 8th to 12th place. Welcome, Mark Patterson. What was that, the 9th pick? 12, 11, 10, 9, yep. 8th pick in the 2024 fantasy draft. Oh, God, thank you. Jeremy Changman Chang. Is there anybody who's more fun to root for than the guy who has 4 screens going while he watches a movie? He's got the movie. He's got his laptop open with some content. He's got a phone in front of him, and he might have his backup phone next to that, his plug phone. Jeremy is now Hot Guy Jeremy after he's lost a considerable amount of weight. He was working on his before picture for a long time, and now he's just in his after picture phase. I mean, this guy, chiseled, he's rock climbing, jumping rope, cooking food, still waiting for him to open a new trendy restaurant. Very thankful he's not in New York. Jeremy, fan favorite here, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yep, 8th pick in the draft. Now with the 7th pick, the 2024 draft. Ooh, John Davis, Asian John Davis. I mean, this guy, what can I say? Great photographer, great friend. Would love to see a trade between me and him work out. Love staying with him in New York, so I'm not going to say anything bad about him. Would love to figure out if we can just put a total tariff on any trade he does with Guilford. Say he makes a trade with Gilf, he's got to pay everybody else in the league like $3 of his fab. I think that would be super fair, but would really love to see that relationship come to a sour end, as Gilf has just been into John every year. I mean, it's gruesome. So for the sake of self-protection, I may put that out there. Maybe we make a rule. I would just thought of that on the spot. But $3 fab, he's got to play to every team if he wants to trade with Gilf. Seems like a good rule. Let's see. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. With the 6th pick in the 2024 draft. Hey, Mac Daddy. You already know. We taking George Pickens with that 6th pick. Boy. Just kidding. I will never tell you who I'll trade or who I'll take in the draft. What can I say about my run last year? I scored like 85 points to win the championship. That's how bad our league is getting. I literally put my face in the chat of the GM and was able to win the league. I disrespected the whole roster up and down. Am I still the people's champ? I think so. My second title, a bit grimy, but, kind of like the Patriots. Sometimes you win a title when you don't deserve it. I'm hoping to get my 3rd ship, be the double champ back-to-back years, and also the universal triple champ in the league. That would be pretty fun. I was thinking about doing like some kind of contest where we ran across the dock and I tried to shoot everyone with a paintball gun. But I felt like a lot of my ideas would have gotten vetoed. Yeah, I don't know. I probably should have done a better job with this whole draft thing. So for that, I apologize. The draft order hasn't been as dramatic as it probably should have. But with the 6th pick in the draft, double champ, Mac Daddy. With the 5th pick, oh, thank you, Jesus. We have Ryland, Short Bus, Hennessy. Literally, this guy could not be a worse fantasy football player and a better friend. I mean, he is the hyperbole of the guy you want in the league. Great guy to talk to about life, books to read, friendship things, but just the worst fantasy player of all time. Ryland continuing to sling deals. Really thought he was going to win it the year that Gilf had that asterisk win, but he made it there. We all recognize that he made it there. I hope Ryland wins a championship. I just think it could be another 5 years before he's in the playoffs and has a reasonable shot. But Ryland, we're rooting for you. With the 4th pick in the 2024 draft. Ooh, Nate Dogg. What can I say about Nathan? When it comes to the commissioner's office, I think he's a bit of a figurehead. I think most people would agree. Ben and I do the bulk of the work. We're the ones sending out the spreadsheets. We're the ones really digging into trades, figuring out what's going on behind the scenes. Let's see. Nathan is on here somewhere. There he is. 2019. Oh, pretty good. Former champ, great commissioner, great friend, hell of a lake house. Interested to see how his draft strategy changes now that he's a married man. Also interested to see if, marriage has the same effect that it had on Tuesday, where he just becomes way chilled out and, all that testosterone getting released every night really has a change in his temperament. Be fun to see. Nathan's the man objectively. Hard to poo-poo on him too hard. With the third pick in the 2024 draft, we've got Ben. If there's anybody that has just talked more mess and performed worse over the course of the 7-8 years we've had in this league, I don't know who it is besides Ben Brown. I mean, when's the last time this guy's been relevant? Literally, his name is not on this trophy. He's had 8 opportunities. They don't even have mine on here. And he hasn't made it up here once. I mean, golly. Just a scrub. Just a total scrub. Ben, outpunted his coverage with his wife. No doubt about that. Elizabeth's the GOAT. Ben's got a lot going for him in his life. Great parents. I mean, golly, the spirit was moving when we were at their house for the Lackey wedding, but sheesh. The guy needs some help in the fantasy world. And with the second pick in 2024 draft, yeah, baby, we got Reed Glass. What do you say about Reed? Hell of a guy. Great shoe game. Great wife. Be interested to see how he does in fantasy. I could see him and Brandon really cuddling up next to each other. Renowned as the good guys of the league. People let them talk, but then just do everything the opposite of what they say. Or I could just see him being super Machiavellian and just turning people against each other. Tristan implodes his own team because he trusts Reed. I would love to see that narrative come about. Reed Glass, ultimate good guy, but storyline to follow this year, maybe the ultimate bad guy. TBD. We'll see what happens. And with the first overall pick in the league, no better man to have it. He'll probably bring a jersey to wear. If you haven't figured it out already, it's the Gilf man. What can you say about the one-time champ and one-time asterisk champ? The only guy who's close to being a double champ, not a true double champ, Luke Gilford. Great league villain. Great husband. Nobody loves being married more than that guy. Nobody. I mean, we haven't seen him a lick. I talked to all his best friends. I'm like, hey, have you seen Gilf? Nope. Have you seen Gilf? No. Guy is MIA, but football season's around the corner. I'm hoping to get Gilf to the apartment soon to get him to watch some of the, NFL ticket. Hell of a fantasy guy, works the phones, steps out of the office at Guidestone just to call John Davis and say, let me pull your pants down. Great guy. Excited for the draft. One last shot at the order. Love you guys.